We're going to switch things up a little bit here, guys. And the reason why we're going to switch things up a little bit here is because I did not know about 2 weeks ago, that they released a 26-minute video of Silent Hill 2's gameplay. So I was very curious to check it out because I was like, ooh, Silent Hills. I want to know more. I want to see what this game is going to be capable of in the near future, and I want to see exactly what is going on. So, we're going to check out the trailer for this. I'm going to move my camera over here. Second here. Camera over here. This over here. Alright. Let's go ahead and check this out. Oh, I also change the audio system too. The way you guys can hear it. Alright. Hello! Right now we are checking out the Silent Hill 2 trailer. I got done finishing that damn mission. I finally got that damn NPC, so that mission, that side mission's not done yet, but at least I made progress in it. But we're gonna check out the gameplay trailer for Silent Hill 2 to kind of switch things up a little bit here. I'm very fascinated to see if this game is gonna live up to the hype. Well, have fun streaming, and take care. I really appreciate all your help in the game, man. It's the classic opening, starting right off the bat.
Restless dreams, I see that town. Silent Hill. You promised you'd take me there again someday, but you never did.
Voice actors are doing a pretty good job of following the same tempo and attitude and like emotional weight that the original did. I do remember when they re-released the HD collection with the new voices, and my god, the voices just did not work out. I was really like, woof, that is terrible. They did not understand the direction in which they were instructed.
The name on the envelope said Mary, my wife's name. It's ridiculous. Couldn't possibly be true. That's what I keep telling myself. Mary died of that damn disease 3 years ago. So then why am I looking for her? Our special place. What could she mean? This whole town was our special place. Could Mary really be here? Is she really alive? Waiting for me.
Nice seamless transition into the gameplay. It's awesome. Definitely some frame rate dipping, but I'm guessing that might have something to do with the recording process that they used. Maybe not the gameplay itself. Nice. Very interactive map. Pretty straightforward. Visually, this game is fucking stunning, man. Visually, Blooper really outdid themselves. I remember when they released the... I don't remember when it was, like Gamescom, I think it was. The trailer for the gameplay that was like 1.5 minutes long, and my god, that trailer was awful. And I didn't think that the game would look, you know, bad in terms of like final product, but I was like, this looks like something that they pulled out of pre-alpha, and if that was the case, they should never have released it to the public. This looks a lot better in comparison, but we'll see as we get further along into the demo. The big thing I'm really curious about, obviously, like, keeping the story faithful, keeping the tempo faithful, keeping the atmosphere faithful is the most important things they can do. However, I do think that overhauling the combat is necessary, making it a little bit more engaging is really important. Because my biggest problem with like the Silent Hill 2, the Silent Hill games in general, is that once you figure it out, you can basically just run past all the enemies. Like you can legit, like the enemies will not be able to like catch you. You can literally like speed run through the entirety of the game by just running through everything. And yeah, that's kind of the case with a lot of like survival horror, but in most survival horror games, they make it as difficult as possible for you to like blow past them. Which, you know, requires you to like resource manage. And that's something that always kind of bothered me about the Silent Hill games in particular, is that the maps are so large, even in buildings that are really like confined, you can really kind of just slip past the enemy. So I do think that combat in this game really does need an overhaul, and they really need to make sure that it's really engaging. It doesn't need to be like Resident Evil 4 level of engaging, but it needs to be satisfying. And there should be rewards for taking risks, not just exploring, but also like killing certain things, so that way, you know, you take on risks and you're rewarded for taking those risks. See. Oh, did he pull that off the corpse? Yeah, he did. He pulled the matchbox right off the corpse. Why would you do that? If you're reading this, leave this place. Yeah. That's awesome. Just like in the original game. Just like in the original game. Pulls out the plank out of his fucking chest. The audio is really good. The sound effects that the monsters make is really good. I'm completely sold on the sound effects for the, you know, the weapons yet, but hopefully they've really improved it. I would expect the audio to sound like that when you're hitting them with the plank, but the most important thing is the firearms. You need the firearms to have a lot of oomph to them. Even the handgun should have quite a bit of oomph to it. It's important to feel satisfying whenever you're engaging in combat. Now, I'm not a person that says like the original Silent Hill games combat is bad. I don't believe that at all. I think the original Silent Hill games combat system is okay. It's good. It's not bad. You know, there's plenty of mechanics into it that they offer between like even moving and shooting and strafing and stuff like that that works really well. But it would not translate well today. Like today, it just would not translate very well. Having a combat system that is engaging is very important now. Not to say that tank controls can't work, it's just that I don't think it's going to work very well in this current format. Animations still do look a little weak. I do like the sudden stop with the animations. Now, I would expect the melee attacks in this game to be a little repetitive because you don't want to... Like, the melee weapons are like your tier 1 weapons. They're really situational, and they're only there for the beginning to help save you munition. As well as, like, just to have it in the beginning. In case you do run out of ammo, then your melee weapons are really your last stand. Bullets and firearms are like everything in these games. The other day, Drunken in Tears. I have enough time to read that myself, but that's a hell of a speed runner or a speed reader there. Got a real-time healing system. That's something quality life-wise that I really appreciate of like more modernized games. Just instantly heal, you know, get it out of the way. Back in the original eras, like when these games originally came out, you had to pause the menu you had to pause the game every time to heal yourself or to change weapons, and that can get a little taxing. So it's gone now. A slightly new puzzle game. This is definitely one I don't recall from the original. Again, I don't remember too many of the puzzles in Silent Hill 2, aside from the clock one. You have to move the hands around. We got a pretty easy puzzle there. Yes, the pocket flashlight. Oh my god. That was actually an effective scare. Nice. Cute key. So far, combat doesn't look too bad. Looks, you know, pretty bare bones, but functionally good. Again, melee being pretty rudimentary in these games. You don't really want to be using melee weapons once you get your firearms. But still. They tend to be last-ditch effort weapons and early game weapons for a while. Basic Last of Us style puzzle. Just move an object around and then you can climb up it. Games before Last of Us have been doing that. You know, Resident Evil OG was doing that and stuff like that, but it's just the animation style. It reminds me a lot of Last of Us. You know, just some omnidirectional fucking trash can or something like that, and you can move it anywhere. I always found that kind of funny. Atmosphere-wise, this game is doing very well. You're gonna head over there? Couldn't be. Oh, this is probably when Laura shows up, right? So I will say this much, pacing is a little off in this game.
Damn it.
It's definitely a little off. The reason why I'm saying that is because, granted, it's a presentation, so they want you to soak it in, but there's not a lot of combat going on. There's also not a lot of, like, you really are just walking through a lot of the areas by the looks of it. There's a little bit of combat here and there, but that lasts for like a minute. And then after that, most of the other time, you're going to be walking around. I am going to enjoy watching other streamers and YouTubers play through this game, though. It's going to bring in a whole new generation of, you know, people that are interested in Silent Hill. I mean, this franchise is legendary. It's been so mishandled for so long. Oh, handgun. Okay. Different spot than you would get in the original game. In the original game, you get in the closet. Okay, so sparse ammunition. You only get 3 rounds to start with. Usually they want you to target practice with something with it. Okay. Little traditional horror vibes. Using audio from a distance to kind of like sell a scary bit. Alright, so let's see how the combat functions now. He only has 3 rounds in that handgun. 6 rounds now. Your aim, buddy. Sound design sounds good. It doesn't sound like a pea shooter like it did back in that gameplay reveal. There's a bit of that heaviness to to that 9mm. Oh, that's pretty cool. Okay, so you can quickly swap between firearm and melee. It's cool. And that's a strong piece of wood. There's no way a 2x4 is gonna break through concrete, no matter how crumbled up it is. That was effective. The different variations this time around. Is this a reference to The Room? Couldn't be. No, I don't think so. I think this is my mind playing tricks on me a little. My expectation getting the better of me. All the sparkles about. Ouch. That was grody. Now there's the clock puzzle. Need that hand to do the clock one, the grandfather clock. Butterfly moth puzzle. Also, the boss fights in this game are going to be kind of interesting to see how that plays out, because In the original game, boss fights really just kind of came down to just shoot the guy as much as you can and have enough healing points. You can dodge and maneuver. Oh wow, they're showing us a pyramid head fight? Holy shit. Bold of them to do this right now. Yeah, I wouldn't shoot for the metal head, buddy. Damn. Didn't even try to dodge that one. Fuck. The dodge mechanic's a little rudimentary. It's pretty, like, just kind of glide out of the way a little bit. I mean, it functions, but it's not very dynamic in terms of movement. James definitely seems like he's got quite the stick up his butt. He's not very mobile, but it still looks cool. Jeez. I do hope that you know, Pyramid has more attacks than just that. He's literally only using the same 2 attacks, which is slam and swipe. That's about it, and punch. Oh, okay, we got a new one, new animation. Grab, slam, slash, and grab. So he's got a punch there. Oh, the fight's over. I do love the fact that they gave him the giant butcher's knife back. Okay, not bad. Not bad at all. I definitely think that this game looks way better than it did with its previous marketing material. The marketing material around Silent Hill 2 Remake has been very poor, and I think that this definitely makes up for it a lot. It's definitely one of the things where I really hope that they've learned their lessons about how to market the game, because that's a big problem with it, is that I think that what ended up happening with a lot of its early marketing was that they were showcasing gameplay footage while it was probably still in like alpha stage or like late alpha, maybe even very early beta. And it did not look good. Characters looked very off and weird. And it looks like they cleaned it up a lot now. It's one of those things where you're better off just showing nothing, as opposed to bringing something that looks piss poor, because bad marketing is bad marketing. There's no such thing as good marketing as bad marketing anymore. I mean, that's just not the case. So you got to really bring your A game and really show off when you got something good to show. This looked really good. The combat is a little rudimentary and pretty simple, which is fine. It doesn't need to be. The story and the acting and the presentation and atmosphere are all the most important elements. But I do think that having compelling gameplay is really important today because of games like Resident Evil 4 and many other games that are horror games, but they include very dynamic gameplay. It's not to say that this gameplay is not dynamic, but it does look a little rudimentary. I'm a little concerned that, like, when you get the full release of the game, that you feel like you're kind of going through the same cycle over and over and over again. And I hope that doesn't feel like the case. There's definitely some new mechanics that they included, but I would say that hopefully Bloomberg has got a very clear idea. Like, it's always important to have a faithful adaptation of the game, but I always say that the faithfulness should really only apply to just the story and the story like focus. But the gameplay should be, you know, basically up for grabs. That's the most important thing that needs to change. So we'll definitely see where that goes.